What's going on YouTube? In this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about something that is extremely important and pertinent to your success that I believe. And I'm going to tell you guys how I actually made a total of about $75,000 to $100,000 by just saying yes to something that I would normally say no to. And why in the beginning of your career, whether it be in real estate or something else, my story is going to apply to real estate, specifically being a real estate agent, but why it is so important for, in the beginning, you to say yes to everything and no to very little. So with that, guys, let's go ahead and dive in and let's get started. I hope you guys stay here till the end, because at the end I'm gonna do something pretty cool. I'm gonna do a cool giveaway. So make sure you hang out until the end. But guys, if you're a real estate agent, definitely keep watching this. This story actually applies directly towards real estate agents. And if you're not a real estate agent, and you're maybe a real estate investor, or you're in a different industry altogether, I would definitely still watch this, because it does pertain to just being an entrepreneur in general, or being a business owner, and just becoming successful. And a lot of you guys that are watching this right now, probably you're not making millions and millions of dollars. You're in the startup phase of whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. So, the startup phase is always the hardest phase, and my story is going to apply to how you can truly maximize, your income and your potential in the beginning. So, with that, guys, I want to tell you guys a quick story. It's something that happened to me. It's a true story, and I think it's very, very, very important. So I was going to cryotherapy one day, okay? If you guys aren't familiar with it, cryotherapy is where you go and you freeze yourself, okay? You basically go in this big machine, and it gets to like really cold, and it's good for you. I don't know, I'm not gonna make any claims on here. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So anyways, I'm going to cryotherapy, and I get all dressed and everything like that, and I'm getting ready to walk into the thing. And now the cryotherapy place that I go to, you actually like open it up and you go inside of it, and you're completely submerged head to toe, because there's obviously, if you know what I'm talking about, there's the other ones where you just stand in the tube and your head's sticking out. So I was going into the one where you actually like walk into the thing. And I basically got ready to go in. Now, the one that I can go into, you can play music, okay? So I pulled my phone out, because I had to hand the girl my phone for her to play a song, that I wanted her to play. So, I quickly pulled out my cell phone and I handed her my cell phone. And when I handed her my cell phone, little did I know, I'll show you guys here really quick. If you follow me on Instagram, okay, if not, link is in the description down below. Make sure you go follow me on Instagram. But I handed her my phone, and I was on Instagram. I don't know if you guys can see this. Hopefully, let's see, hold on one second. Can you guys see that? All right, so I handed her my phone. It was on Instagram, and I don't know how many followers I had at the time, but I had quite a few, okay? Look at this, refocus. 3, 2, 1, focus. Okay, so I handed her my phone. It was on Instagram. She takes my phone. She's like, oh my gosh, you have a lot of followers. What do you do? And I was like, oh, I told her. So guys, look, when people ask me what I do, I don't like to compartmentalize myself, because I don't want people to think that I only do one thing. At the same time, real estate is definitely my primary thing. So naturally, I said, well, I'm a serial entrepreneur. And she said, oh, that's amazing. What does that mean? And I said, well, one of the big things I do is real estate. And she's like, oh, no way. We get to talking, and she's like, I'm actually looking to lease my house. And I said, oh, that's amazing. She said, yeah, and I would love, I don't have anybody that can help me. I would love for you to help. Now, if you're a real estate agent and you're watching this right now, you'll understand exactly where I'm about to go with this. I was like thinking to myself, if you're not a real estate agent, you're looking to become one, leases, you don't make very much money, okay? You make a very small amount of money, and a lot of times you probably even lose money because of the amount of time that you have to put in to get somebody into a lease, or to get, or to lease a property, and it's really just not worth it. So I normally don't do leases, okay? Normally my response to her would be, no, I'm sorry, I don't do leases. Now for some crazy reason that day, I decided to say yes. You know, she was probably about 19 or 20 years old, and I decided to just say, yeah, you know what, I'll help you out. Now, little does the client ever know I don't make money, or very little. My clients don't ever know that. They just assume that, you know, they don't really necessarily know how real estate works, right? So they just think that we're making money regardless, and, you know, it's a win-win for everybody. So, you know, that's what I made it seem to be. And I proceeded to tell her yes, and she calls me the next day and she says, hey Austin, actually, you know, that house that I was telling you about that I needed to rent, it's actually my parents' house. So, you know, I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, well, you know, her parents probably have a little more money than she does. She's young, obviously, and maybe her parents' house will be worth a little bit more money, and maybe I can actually make, you know, a couple of dollars on this thing, right? And so I'm like, oh, thinking to myself, I'm like, great. So I tell her, okay, awesome. You know, basically, long story short, I end up going to meet her and her parents. They end up living in one of the most expensive neighborhoods in Arizona. Okay, it was in fact a lease. Now they happen to own the house next door and then the house right here. So they own two houses in a row, okay? So they lived in this one and they rented this one out. So I met them at this house where they lived in and they're like, hey, let's walk next door because this is the one that we're gonna be leasing. So I said, okay. So we walk next door. Come to find out they wanna lease it for $5,000 a month for 18 months. So I ended up leasing this property, $5,000 a month for 18 months. I ended up making more than obviously you would on a normal lease because 5,000 is a lot more than normal and 18 months is more than 12. So I ended up making a decent amount on that. Not a ton of money, but a small amount of money, more than I expected, okay? And then they called me about 2 weeks later. They say, hey, Austin, by the way, we actually want to sell this house too. And when we sell this house, we then want to move and we want to buy a new house. Now, the house that they wanted to sell is worth about $1.5 million, okay? So I list this house for sale, and I sell this house for about $1.5 million, and I move them into a new house, and the new house that they want to move into is right around $1 million. So now we have our $5,000 a month lease for 18 months that I made 3% on. We have a $1.5 million house I sold, made 3% on, and $1 million house I sold them to live in now, made another 3% on that. About 3 weeks after all that was all said and done, I'm like, this is, you know, really amazing. Their next door neighbor calls me. Sorry, not their next door neighbor, the neighbor across the street. They said, hey Austin, we saw your sign in the front yard, you know, the last couple of weeks, and we're actually looking to sell our house, and we saw that you rented this one here, and you sold this one here, and we were actually good friends with those people, and they said that you were really awesome, and, you know, we'd like to see if you'd want to help us sell our house. Now, their house was worth about $1.7 million, okay? So, do the math. I ended up selling their house, and I ended up getting even some more referrals out of that, but I'll stop the story there. And the moral of the story is, because I said yes to something I would normally say no to, I ended up selling almost $5 million worth of real estate. Traditional real estate, as a real estate agent. Now, if you're not familiar, real estate agents make 3%. You do the math. So, guys, what I want to, you know, just really beat into your head, I guess, in this video is leases, okay? If you're an agent, first of all, say yes in the beginning, okay? Don't say no, because you never know what'll come out of it. You never know what's going to come out of something, okay? If you're not a real estate agent, same thing applies. You never know what's gonna come out of something so small. Okay, I've developed some of the best friendships, best relationships, and best business partners from DMs on Instagram or Facebook, okay, from YouTube. I have built some of the most amazing friendships and business partners from YouTube, and I'm not even that big yet. So my point is, say yes to everything in the beginning because you don't know what will come out of it. You never know who that other person knows. It's called indirect income. Okay, indirectly, you will make money. You won't see it in the beginning, you won't understand, but if you have the time, if you're able to say yes, I encourage you to say yes, because you never know what will come out of that. It could be truly amazing. So learn how to say yes in the beginning, and I do agree with you. If you're sitting there thinking to yourself, well, yeah, Austin, but you can't say yes forever, I agree. There comes a day, there comes a time where you have to assess what your time is worth. And there will be times you are going to have to say no, and I understand that, okay? You can't say yes to everything, I get that. But in the beginning, say yes to as much stuff as you possibly can, because amazing things will come out of it, okay? I promise you that. So that's a true story for me. That's real. That's not fake. That really happened to me, you know, and I've had other stories like that. So, you know, I like to call this one turning leases into buyers, or turning leases into 6 figures, you know what I mean? So, truly amazing experience, and, you know, it really humbled me and taught me that I'm no better than anybody else, and that I do need to say yes to as much things as I can possibly say yes to. So that's my story. That's what I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about. So now, really quick, I told you at the beginning of the video that at the end of the video, I was gonna do something cool. So for the next couple of days, I'm gonna do something cool for the next couple of YouTube videos. If you go comment, okay, so first of all, what you need to do is you need to subscribe if you're not subscribed to me. Okay, so subscribe to me on YouTube and turn on the notification bell. Okay, so you have to subscribe to me and turn on the notification bell. And then what I need you to do is I need you to go comment on my most recent YouTube video. Okay, so this video right here, I need you to comment on this video, like and comment on the video. I'll be choosing somebody that liked and commented on the video to give away a half an hour one-on-one mentoring with me and you, just one-on-one, whatever your business is, whatever your goal is, whatever you're trying to achieve. I will help you with whatever you need help with for a half an hour, completely free of charge, just for liking and commenting on this video. So make sure you make that happen. I'll be choosing that within the next 48 hours. So I'm gonna be doing that probably for the next quite a few YouTube videos. So definitely, you know, go ahead and go subscribe to me on YouTube. Make sure you turn on the notification bell. I'm gonna be checking to make sure that you're subscribed and you turn on the notification bell, and then that you liked the video and that you commented on the video. A real comment, just comment on the video. It can be anything, just a real comment, not a spammy comment. And I'll be picking one of you guys to do a half an hour one-on-one mentoring call with, and I'll be announcing the winner in my next YouTube video. So you'll have to make sure your notification bell's turned on, so my next YouTube video, and that way we can do our one-on-one mentoring call. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that. Even if you don't do that, make sure you subscribe, make sure you turn on the notification bell, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.